Hello, fans and friends. Welcome back to the channel. I'm AstroKara. The buzz this week is all about Neptune's ingress into Aries, where it will stay for the next 14 years. This archetype is one of the more difficult to explain, partially because it's elusive, and partially because it simply contains so much. I am excited to share that I'm currently working on a new series, Neptune Through the Houses. And I'll use a similar framework that I did with Pluto through the houses, where I focused on how it shows up in lived experience and how you can work with your own natal placement. And this will also give you some insight then into the energies that you might anticipate as transiting Neptune moves through your Aries house. So, Neptune and Pisces, we can see it as the unified field, the oneness, source, the totality of consciousness, often called the ocean of consciousness. And our individual consciousnesses are expressed as a drop, the drop that's within something greater, as well as fully containing the whole within itself. This is the place where egos and identities dissolve. It's where longing and meaning live, and where we seek reunion or reconnection to something larger than ourselves. It's about culmination and the inevitable endings, but then it becomes the womb of possibility. Aries then is the rebirth, the brand new beginning that arises from the prior completion cycle. Aries contains instinct, the instinct to exist, to act, to say, I am. So, how do I synthesize and make sense of these two seemingly opposite parts, endings and beginnings, the wholeness and the separate me that has a destiny, the water of the ocean of totality and the fire of emergence? When water meets fire, we often expect one to cancel the other out. Fire becomes extinguished, water evaporates. But I think nature shows us something a little bit more subtle. And I'm thinking about steam. As water heats and begins to boil and evaporate, it almost appears to disappear. But it doesn't. It's simply changing its state of being. It becomes invisible, pressurized, expansive, powerful enough to move engines, and even power entire systems. So, if that wasn't enough science, will you come with me on one more little trip back to the basics? Whether you know this from Mr. Wizard or Bill Nye, Mythbusters or Minute Physics, I'm talking about potential energy becoming kinetic energy. Potential energy is stored. It's in a static condition or state. Hear the water. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion. Hear the fire. Neptune, this vast reservoir of potential, holds all of our dreams and fantasies, our inspiration and ideals, and our ability to hold compassion and deep acceptance. Aries is an ignition point, the impetus, the momentum creator. So I don't see Neptune in Aries as drowning out the flame. I see it as activating the drop and the ocean. And I also think about a geyser, water and steam that build and accumulate for years underground. Heat continues to build as well, and nothing appears to be happening on the surface until suddenly we have an eruption. And I think Neptune and Aries can show up like this: long suppressed emotions, spiritual frustration, identity confusion, and disillusionment about false ideals. I can't stay hidden anymore. And maybe we'll experience this as a sudden surge of courage after what felt like years of a paralysis. Maybe anger that finally brings clarity. And new spiritual awakenings that will require behavioral change, not just insight. Because this is an initiatory Neptune, and it can feel like restlessness that can't be meditated away. There's a desire to act, even when the path seems unclear. And there can be identity confusion, and maybe that pushes us toward experimentation. And a redefining of spiritual values that will demand embodiment over performance. And these experiences can feel deeply uncomfortable, especially for a nervous system that equates certainty with safety. Evolution doesn't wait for certainty. So, how can we begin to work with this transit in a more conscious way? Here's a few of my thoughts. Number one, act before you fully believe. Neptune will dissolve any certainty that you might have. Aries brings courage anyway. Do the thing even while you're doubting. Clarity comes after you begin. And this might come in cycles of deep confusion, alternating with perfect clarity. Number two, let emotion become the indicator and the fuel. Instead of ruminating over this question of why do I feel this way, ask yourself, what is it that wants to move in me or through me? Feelings aren't meant to be analyzed endlessly. They want expression. Which leads maybe to number three, spirituality in motion. Whatever that might look like for you. This transit is supporting things like walking prayers or contemplations, somatic practices, speaking a truth out loud, or creating something before you really understand its purpose. This is about embodiment over abstraction. And number four, redefine faith. And faith here, not as a set of beliefs or a religious dogma. Faith becomes self trust and the willingness to act before guarantees are made and without expected outcomes. So, just as I see Neptune and Aries not about drowning the fire, it's also not about burning everything down. It's about learning how to carry your flame without losing connection to your soul. Water doesn't disappear in fire, it transforms. And so do we. And I see this potentially becoming the era where we learn to respond with instinct that's infused with compassion, where our actions become more guided by our soul, and where movement becomes a devotion. As I said, this is 14 years. It's a long transit, and none of us are meant to navigate it alone. But I want to remind you, if you're feeling that restless edge, the pull to act or change or begin something new, you're not behind. You're right on time. Give yourself permission to not rush. If this resonated with you, please like the video. Share it with someone who you know is also feeling that threshold energy. And be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you'll be the first to know as the Neptune series drops. Until next time, take care of you.